Okay, so here we are in Garndiffaeth. We're right behind Garnteg School, and there's Garndiffaeth Rugby Club is just over there. So it's very easy to find. We're going to go and have a look at the tear-shaped roundabout where Anthony Williams found, well, the builders going back, Mr. Nash, the old pyramid. But what we're most interested in today is Garndiffaeth having a possible meaning of multitude of graves. And as we go through these woods, which weren't woods, they're all very quite recent, you'll see loads of possible mounds. And even more significantly is the massive walls that we're seeing everywhere. There's definitely some sort of serious structure going on here. Anthony Williams thinks it was a necropolis, an ancient burial site. Alan Wilson goes along with that. You've got stones like this. I mean, these are proper massive stones. And you might think that's a natural outcrop. When you watch the film, you see all over where these have been laid in walls. It's absolutely phenomenal. And what's really worrying, and which is really getting me more aggravated as I go around, is that this is being taken apart and is disappearing all the time. Talked to one of the locals who's come to join us. It's great, we've got a few people here today. And he was saying that when he's up there with his grandmother's old house, in the last 15 years, they had major walls at the bottom of their gardens. And because it's local authority owned, in the last few years they've come in and they've flattened these walls. And they've turfed over and they've landscaped it, and it's like those walls never existed. And when we go on the Google Time Machine, if you go on Google Pro, you can go back through the years, you see this happening with more and more places across Wales. You go back even as recently as 2003, you see a landmark, and then you go to the 2005 map, you see it destroyed, 2006, 7, and before you know it, it's gone completely. There's woods built on it, or planted on it, and that seems to be what's happening here, which is very worrying. As you look around, you'll see, because those roots go right in and destroy the walls and destroy the archaeology. So this is being taken away quickly, and it's our duty to our ancestors and the people who follow us to make a record of this now and try and stop more of it being destroyed. So please get out there, take your pictures, take your videos, get active, make friends, join the groups, and let's try and keep some of this history, which could have been here 2,500 to 3,000 years, and it's all been destroyed in the last 50.
And here you see there's a gang of us, and we're walking up away from Top Street, the sort of the centre of Garndiffaeth. It's only a small centre, and up towards the top. And what you see here, a lot of the ancient stones, now unfortunately a lot of these might have been relaid or reused or repurposed, as the modern jargon is, and used for various things, but this is basically the root of the old walls. And as we get up further, you will see just how beautifully made they are, how fantastically well laid. Now if you see mortar anywhere, that's immediately a clue that they are not ancient walls. So what we're looking for is the large blocks, the beautiful laid, hardly any gaps between the stones, no mortar, and as we go around you'll see some fantastic examples, and it really is a tragedy how many of these stones are getting taken and used for things like people's gardens.
That's a big stone. It stood the test of time as well, isn't it? Well.
There's some beautiful stones, aren't they?
So as we come to this next section, what you can see very clearly at the bottom is the part of ancient stone walling, and you see some of those stones are really large. Put my hand there so you can see the size, and also how neat the joinery is. There's like the tiniest cracks between them. It's beautifully done. And then what's been happened, they've been sort of incorporated into newer walls, where you can see above there's the new blockwork and concreting and all that kind of stuff to make it stable. It's quite a tragedy there's not more attention given to these walls.
Right, go.
Start the old stone wall that I mentioned in the video, and then look down by here, you can see the first burial mound I need to show you, just down behind the first building.
Oh, it's just easy enough to get to, yeah.
A spot to it. That's it, yeah. But when you walk around the streets, most of the people fall to boat out of it, I think. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think they're making these stones for a long time, haven't they? Look at some of the other walls around you. There's a lot of very substantial stone walls around people's gardens, aren't there?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I recognise this from the video, yeah.
Yeah.
Because through here, wasn't it, there's a burial mound, and wasn't this a standing stone down there somewhere?
No, that's
a bit further on, yeah?
It looks like over that side, bits and pieces.
Well, that's the mound there with the wall around it, you see?
It's definitely the one he'd show you in the video.
Yeah. I thought there was one down by the tree line somewhere as well. Alright, a little bit further down the path perhaps.
That wall there is mentioned, you can see that's an old ancient wall there.
It looks a similar style, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a thing to remember, look at these walls. There's no mortar to make it recent.
Yeah.
And the farmers dry stone walling. You wouldn't use stones this big, they're too big. I mean, you can't pick these up.
The size of some of these,
Yeah, I mean, they're heavy, aren't they? See if you can pick that one up, Shane.
no chance.
Go on, just have a little tiger there. You're a fit young man. Oh, you can lift it, yeah. Oh, that one you'd never lift, would you?
Yeah, moving on.
You wouldn't build something this thick and strong and heavy just to keep your sheep in or something, would you? There's just no... There's no reason to do that. I mean, you look at some of the modern farmers, I mean, all they do is put a couple of posts in, run some wire back and forth. And that's what you need, isn't it? You just build a temporary wooden structure or something, you wouldn't go this kind of length. Now, the other thing was, up on Carn Wood, a lot of the comments and feedback we got was, oh, obviously industrial and line works and tramways. Well, some of that makes sense, you know, and some of it definitely is industrial, I'm sure. I don't think that explains this.
Yeah.
I don't see how that can explain this. It's a shame can't quite see through the trees. Look at the size of that rock on the end of there. Oh, fabulous, isn't it? This is proper wall. You're trying to get an idea of the depth of it. You know, they're a full few foot deep as well, aren't they, these walls? I'm trying to get your bearings. There's a school here. It's on a Saturday. There's no one there. And they've got an amazing playground, I have to say. Look at that. Zip wires, climbing, everything. Yeah.
It's almost like a gateway. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You have
What do you think is some sort of entrance here, perhaps?
I'm just thinking
Without
maybe
size of
that's
that.
some sort of gateway going.
Oh, the
through
entrance
there.
coming this way, perhaps?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a gap here, definitely, isn't there?
Right.
Unless the gap's been forced in more recent times by a farmer or something.
Could be.
But when people say it's agricultural, this gives a great visual example here. That's what the farmer's done. Whacked a few poles in the ground,
Yeah.
couple of cross battens. That's it, that's all you need to keep livestock in.
That's it, yeah.
You don't go building a 3 foot deep thing out of massive rocks, do you? You just wouldn't do it.
Well, the rock on the end there is. I mean, that's got to be.
That's a couple of ton, I
A
reckon.
couple of ton, isn't it? Yeah.
Gotta be.
Depending on how deep into the ground it goes, but yeah.
All you need for a sheep is that.
Yeah. Or hedging.
Yeah.
Oh, hedging, yeah, just get some branches, cut some few trees, put a few branches. You make a temporary stockade easily, couldn't you? And I know they do make dry stone walls, but you see what they use there, the little handshake
Yeah, they
size.
slap normally.
Just because they're lying around, isn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, the effort to carting this lot around. Amazing.
I just think that down the bottom there's a wall which is maybe 8 feet tall in some places,
Really?
and it's thicker than this.
Oh, that's what you want to go and see, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the middle of a farmer's field, I think, so you can see it from a distance,
Okay.
from a lower path.
All right, we're going to have a look at that as well, yeah. Well, what's it?
There's an old road, it comes up over Trevethin Mountain, it loses itself out as all the houses have been built on it. But if you go up over the top of Pentuin, you can follow the road back again, whether that's Celtic or people call it the Roman road.
Okay.
But I've spoke to people and they said it's older than the Romans.
Romans, yeah,
but,
yeah.
But maybe the Romans used it.
Yes, it's easy to put a label Roman on everything,
Yeah.
isn't it? See, there's so many trees, it'd be nice to see what we're looking over there as well. That's Carnwood over the other side, is it?
That's yeah.
Lasgarn, sorry, yeah. Oh, some stunning stones here. Look at the size of this. This is serious, substantial, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can see down to the woods. See that potential burial mound there, perhaps? This whole area seems to
That
be...
wall links what it looks like is a burial mound that side and one that side with another smaller one in front of it. So it's like two on each side and the wall looks like it's linking the both.
Right, right. Yeah, it's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just saying to Steve now, it'd be interesting to know where the rocks were quarried from, where they were brought from to
Yeah, how far they've come, yes.
There are loads of...
And actually how they were handled as well,
Yeah.
because that's a consideration when you're looking at the size of some of these, a few tons.
Yeah, how'd you move them?
Yeah.
A lot of them are too heavy just to be carried, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
But there are a lot of quarries on the other side where when you drop down there's a path that follows around and you can get to some of them. And all around the woods you get these little hollows and they look like they're lined, so I don't know if that was like an old ancient sort of lime kiln, just like a domed one.
It's difficult to tell with those because some of them are quite recent, aren't they? Some of the lime kilns. We're very aware there's been a lot of industrial activity over there as well. We're trying to work out what's what, isn't it? But we looked on. I was looking at Kerry Jones has got some great. He's been looking at Google Earth. Anyone can do this. Google Earth Pro.
Yeah.
And you can go back through the years and check out the old sites. We're trying to see how much is already there. It's quite difficult to tell, really. A lot of the industrial stuff was 18th century as well, wasn't it? So even if it's on 18 whatever map, it still could be fairly modern. But no, it's not that old. You'd think you'd get more interest, wouldn't you? Isn't it fabulous? Look at this here now. If anyone wants to tell me that's done for sheep. The ironic thing is it's not really high enough anyway. You put all that effort, it wouldn't be that great a wall for livestock. You think anywhere else in the world it'd be a tourist trap and look at these. So it's again middle of December, we've got another beautiful crisp sunny day. Perfect day for a walk. Oh, looks like a dead end. Oh right, this is interesting. Because look, you look through there, you can see more walls again. Let's try and zoom in a bit. Hang on a second. Let's try, if you look through there you can see more walls. You know, it's a complicated place, it's not just a random wall, is it? There's a lot of it. As you come back you can see beautiful woodlands here. And then, does this peter out now or does it keep going all the way up, do you think?
No, it goes, I'm sure about that one, but this one to carry on going, yeah.
This one keeps going all along there. And of course they start building nearer and nearer and over it, aren't they? Please stop. You've seen as well about the walls around the houses?
Yeah, the walls around the houses, about 15 years ago, the local housing association just decided to come and flatten them, take the stone away,
unbelievable,
replace it with fencing and landscaped it so you couldn't even see like the beginning of the mounds, just gone.
No way, they flattened all that. That's been the last 15 years that's happened.
Yeah, last 15 years.
Isn't it dreadful, isn't it?
It's about
It wasn't a safety risk or anything.
Oh,
they didn't look like falling down or people complaining or anything.
So it's when they built the school, they seemed to like everything through here. It was just like anything that was showing, any mounds now through Bladen's fields were just destroyed, taken away before the school come through.
Never.
You just had to walk through like a series of like 2 fields to get into the woods. And you can see the raised ground on the left hand side, but again now it's
you can see the mounds, you can see the water, and they just got rid of everything.
That's nice. What a great swapping of info. You know, it's really good.
Well, this is the key to all of it. This is what I'm trying to do, is bring people together. I don't claim to be an expert or anything. What I want to do is bring other people together and swap information.
Info off everyone, innit?
Yeah, we all find out more then, don't we?
There's a wall up there.
And over there.
Is this another mound by here, is it, Ross? In the centre by here?
It looks like, doesn't it? See, that's a classic. That's exactly what a mound would expect to look like. There you go. That's the kind of thing you're looking for, and it's very worrying, all the trees on everything, because the roots of the trees go in and wreck the whole lot. You know, you see the surface, not only can you not see them on satellite pictures, especially those blasted evergreens, they stick up like on places like that, but any trees, the roots go in and just destroy everything. And you find very few of these woods are very old. This has been done recently. There's a really good example, yeah, well spotted, Steve.
How vegetation
Destroys archaeology, yeah.
a wall.
It's not just the roots, look at this. Yeah, I got mates with less teeth than that. That's what happens to your old walls. The next thing you know is chucked down the bank, you know. I'll say next thing you know, it might take 50 years, 100 years, but... Ah! Now this would be a more modern wall, isn't it? So you see the difference, they're so different to modern walls. Starting to get to know more about them. The first clues are there, obviously the mortar. You know, there's no mortar on the old Welsh walls. There's one big thing. And the stones are sort of more even. They're in so much as the levels are flat. Now we are in touch with a stonemason expert who can tell us more about this. So I know two now. So we're coming out with them and getting more independent views. You see, if this is the old railway line, this is a walkway presumably down at the station or the halt. Then you got walls like that, you see. So I'm not suggesting they're ancient, I wouldn't know, but you see the difference in style immediately. Well, there's no mortar. Lots of different shapes and sizes being used. Very neat though. It seems to go back again then, so you wonder if this has been old stuff reclaimed and reused. You see the difference there with a more modern wall. It's probably, I don't know, Victorian or something perhaps, when the Industrial Revolution was getting going. But again, we need more experts on these things to come and help out and show us things. Main job of this group is bring everyone together to share ideas and preserve records before it all goes.
I just find being close to nature.
You can hear then.
And still those things here don't come out yet. Well, you got
Wow.
triangular shape blocks, solid blocks.
These are proper blocks, aren't they?
Yeah. That one there looks like the biggest one. And that's the one I roughly measured for weight-wise, which works out about 3.5 metric tons.
3.5 tons, okay.
And that goes back 5 feet, I think. And then that one's slightly smaller.
So you can actually see under some of these stones, can't you?
Yeah.
But they're almost tent shaped. You're like a traditional tent.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe, like you say, a tomb or something. And this is the area you were saying, Jeff, that you weren't out to play up here.
And then that one.
So I think there's a big stone that tree's bashed its way through as well, isn't it?
That one there is the same shape as those. It goes down into a point in the corner and then into the earth. And there's another one round the corner which looks like it could be the same shape. And then these look like they're triangular shape, but the edges chamfered off.
They look like they've been worked, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
See the guys grab all them the same triangular shape of stones in the one area, wouldn't it?
I don't know, I just think...
But I just a stain.
It doesn't look like a natural cliff that's broken up.
No.
Someone's built this, haven't they? Someone's... And to me it looks like they've actually put some work into the stones before they haven't just grabbed them and stuck them up, you know?
I mean, I came up with one controversial
Like it reminds me of gravestones, don't they? Go on, what's your theory on, Steve?
But that one there, I thought might be the base. So if you bring that one forward and it's been pushed back,
Okay.
and then each of the
Oh, you think it's lying down, you mean, or?
so that face there would have been on the ground, and whether the ground's washed away, I don't know. So it would have been upright.
Okay.
Because they just...
Oh, so this is right. So the other thing, that's the bottom, like
That's
an
the
iron.
bottom.
That's the bottom.
Yeah.
And it had been that way, straight up,
With the-
triangular
with the
shape.
point facing this way towards us, but all that would be on the floor.
Okay.
Then each one of these is slightly smaller than the other, and I was looking at it from
Right.
one stacked on top of each other,
Like a pyramid,
like a core of a pyramid. And
or
what
it's a small pyramid, perhaps.
20 foot maybe.
Huh?
But then because it would look ugly, because we're looking at it, would just been one and no smooth side. I've been looking to see if there's any stones with smooth sides and might have been facing
Filled in the
stones.
gaps, kind of thing.
And I now have a facing stones.
Right. Right. Like a big 3D jigsaw
Yeah.
set.
I mean,
So in the same way as like the pyramids in Giza, where you build your step pyramid first, and then you so you're looking
Yeah.
for is like triangles to smooth off the sides, perhaps. Is that what you're saying?
possibly, or just Yeah, you would need to have a flat bottom, then one side coming down at an angle and the other
Right.
flat. But you only need the one side really worked and smooth, because the rest then would be hidden behind. And if you had a core,
Going to the back of the hill, perhaps.
they
as
would have
well.
gone round it, and you could have filled in the gaps with compacted earth or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's
Well,
finding.
because we see these walls all the way along, don't we? I mean,
Yeah.
if there's a whole set of these, and I mean, incredible sight
Yeah.
as you came up the hill.
And this stone, you can't see enough of it, but that looks flat. But
Hang on. Oh, go on.
it looks flat. Whether it may have, but I would personally I would have suspected it would have been bigger if it's going to be a facing stone. But there are
It
large.
depends. If it's a personal tomb or something, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be that big, would it? I mean, they're pretty. I mean, look, it's a lot bigger than a gravestone,
Yeah.
aren't they? If you compare it to the average
Yeah.
gravestone, even for someone famous'
So the
grave.
the first thing I thought they were tomb shrines.
Yeah, that's what I'd have thought. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it doesn't make sense why that one's on his side and that one's on his side. But then they could have been
Thrown
demolished.
around a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see what you mean there. Some sort of construction taking place, isn't it?
Lots of questions to be asked, isn't it?
I mean it does need somebody to come up here and
Map them all out and draw it
Measure
all
it,
out and
yeah.
measure it. And
there's some large, very
there you go,
large
Steve. You're not
blocks.
busy the next 10 years, are you? And you do the perfect man for this
Yeah,
job.
there are some very large blocks through there which possibly could,
Have you part of this overall structure, perhaps?
but at the moment there's not enough to
No.
save one way or another.
So how far are the very large blocks?
Only just through the trees.
Come on then. Let's have a quick hike through there then.
But yeah, there's another. It looks like it's squared off somehow.
Oh, I see, because we're seeing from above now.
Yeah,
I can see what you mean about the
but again, you can't.
which way up it's angled or tipped or something.
Yeah, you can't see enough of it.
No.
And
You need some of those lidars or radars, or lidar,
Yeah.
isn't it? To try and work out the shape of all the stones.
yeah,
Because I see some of the stuff I see on the TV where they 3D model all the stones and then you can move them on screen and before you know
and
it
then
you've
you rebuild
rebuilt the
it.
whole thing, haven't you?
that's what it needs.
That's what it needs, proper survey, isn't it? Of all the major
I
stones.
mean, just doing it visually,
Well, it's difficult, isn't it?
there's a lot to get through.
Well, we don't know what scale we're dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing could be a massive pyramid.
Yeah.
Well, I say pyramid, I mean it's some sort of temple or building or... Wow, they're fantastic, some of those stones, aren't they?
The more you look at them, the more detail it is.
Yeah, it is. You start to see more of them, don't you?
They're not naturally occurring in that shape. Like
No.
they should be more rounded. Even with the weathering, they should be more rounded off.
Wow. They are remarkable, aren't they?
Something. Yeah, see, he's coming round. The trees have gripped that in position, eh?
Well, that's the other problem. The trees are throwing us all over the place, aren't they? They're making a right mess of this. Yeah, Steve.
Trees here. Yeah. But it's not easy to get.
The next lot of stones just behind this,
Yeah, just more big stones. Yeah.
some like a Chevet's work. You got to get around the back of there somehow. Yeah, just carry me over there, Tim, please. Now I'll carry the camera.
Okay, sorry.
Just jump on your back, yeah, in your funky boots.
Very large ones in this section.
That's the one I was just standing on, wondering where it was.
Standing on.
Yeah. There's a big fella there, isn't it?
So if you bend down, you can
Sorry,
see one.
yeah.
The one through there,
Yes, yes.
another one there. There's one behind us.
Oh, you done a good job finding all these, mate.
I was on my hands and knees in camouflage gear, and not for people to think I'm snooping.
Not to think you're snooping. I thought the camo gear and kneeling down wouldn't be suspicious.
So they couldn't see me. Is that one there?
Yeah, another big one there.
You can just make out.
See, something just struck me. I was reading just yesterday some of Chris Barber's writing, and we were talking about Ellen up in.
Yeah.
And one of the things she did there, especially one of the first examples in history, I think it was chevet de frise, is when you make defensive things. And normally you associate it with wood. So you get a load of stakes, you point them and you stick them down.
Right. Yeah.
One of the things she's supposed to have done was get a load of stones and pointed them. So all the walkways up the hill had these pointed stones in them, which would really impede any attacking army trying to get up the hill.
And then
So that is a possibility as well. Maybe this is a big
Yeah.
defensive structure for,
yeah,
because that was quite recent. I mean, we're talking there 5th, 6th century. We're not talking ancient.
and then
It's another option.
if you look on the floor, I'm not sure if these stones are like form some kind of circle, sort of. You seem to be going across there, around there.
How could they map all these stones? I don't know how you start doing that.
No.
You need an archaeology team and the proper training and everything, isn't it? And the equipment. Yeah, I'm sure where you start, really, is it? Big
And
project.
these stones, not quite as big as this, they just go right up, go across. So they look like there is.
Oh, they go all the way across, yeah?
All up bank and across there. Look smaller stones, but it looks stony.
Like the whole thing could be one massive structure.
Yeah, I got a knitting needle stick over ground.
Yeah.
And I just came across stones everywhere.
Because it's basically not far off the summit,
So
but you're like,
whether
isn't it?
it is something.
Well, we can check the altitude as well, how much it goes up on there. Because it might have been, I think it was the same part of it was backfilled, wasn't it? In the bits they were looking at in the previous video.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if, because it looks like.
But we're on a bit of a false surface. If you took away the surface layer and these trees, you might find the whole thing's a massive stone structure underneath. Well, whether that's temple, religious, military, palace, it's difficult to tell, isn't it? It certainly doesn't seem to be natural. I would stick my neck out on that.
There's a mixture of stone as well. It's just every other.
It's not good.
Okay, in the Rich Hall video with Anthony Williams, he suggested that just to your left now is a smaller burial mound.
That's the burial mound he's talking about, right? Yeah.
Just to your right then, in that direction, that would
Just
be.
follow the wall round,
Yeah, just in front of you, yeah. If you go on.
Yep.
That could be a bigger one. The wall then goes all the way round into a point, sort of in the corner, and then it curls back round, and then over this side is another 2 mounds, one there,
Wow.
and then the smaller one there.
But the whole thing could be a massive boat shape, perhaps. Then, if there's a point there, we'd be in the stern of the boat. We'd be in the back of the boat.
Possibly, yeah. But if you follow the wall round, it looks like the wall's incorporated into the mounds. That's what it looks like.
See, maybe the walls were there to hold up the mound. You never know.
Hmm.
You know, so you can backfill inside the wall, and the wall stops the soil rolling down the hill.
But you can walk around the wall and then come back down that side. Yeah, I like the other side. Anthony Williams pointed out is that mound.
Oh yes, definite mound there, yes.
And then this one is a bigger one which goes in that direction slightly. But I'm
And
not
the
sure.
stones seem to be part of the mound, don't they? If they're piled up, or
Yeah.
if they're just marking the outside or something.
And then the wall.
I wonder if they add it. It'd be nice to just dig one out, not dig it out, you know, not disrespectfully, but just clear it up a bit and see if it's all stone pile.
Because the mound goes back that way slightly, and then the wall goes into that corner and then back down that way.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike, this could be sort of a graveyard, couldn't it, really?
Yeah, but it definitely.
I mean, it could be. Oh, there's some sort of mounds, yes.
Yeah.
But we're not the burial mounds.
Yeah.
Who knows? You need to, like I said, we need to, well, X-ray at the very least, isn't it? Or LiDAR. Come on, people with the kit and the budgets, please come have a look properly.
Interesting thing with this section is inside the whole walled enclosure there are no large boulders. You get them just outside, you can see
Yeah, everywhere. They're all over the place, aren't they?
the other side, outside there, but inside there's nothing.
So that's one of the two possibilities, isn't it? Either someone's gone to enormous trouble to clear them all out, if they were naturally occurring, or they're not naturally occurring, and the other ones have been brought here or added.
Yeah, and on some of the older maps,
Oh, sorry, yeah.
it always shows this area as all wooded except for inside this.
This is the one clear area, yeah?
Yeah, so there's no stones, there were no trees.
So maybe this is a graveyard or something. Possibly. I don't know what it is. We don't know, do we, really?
No. Like I said,
That is an interesting point, though. You're right, because everywhere else, because underfoot, you can always feel the stones as you're walking around, and you can't in this bit, can you?
It's the odd small one, but
Yeah,
no,
nothing
there's no big
significant at
ones.
all.
The
No.
trees are thin, innit? You can see they haven't been here long.
Yeah,
Trees.
there's only a couple of trees about. Yeah, good point. Well observed. Food for thought here. Yeah, it's one Jeff there, and he used to, when he was a kid, most of these walls are very intact. He used to walk, the farmer used to walk along the top, all the way along, while his cows wandered down. And basically kept that horrible undergrowth at bay. So you see in a complete circle. Light's starting to fade a bit now. Almost up to the shortest day of the year.
So this here's here walking around there at the bottom of the enclosure, then back up towards the centre of Garndiffaeth, towards the school, because it's actually in front of the school that you see the famous teardrop roundabout, where the builders, David Nash, they claim to have found the lead slab, and underneath it was this huge pyramid. The stone was so hard that even with diggers and jackhammers they just could not bash their way through it. So in the end they built round it, which is why you have this strange roundabout which is there for no apparent reason outside the school. You'll see that in a minute. And also want to say, these days out are fun, you know, it's good, we get to meet each other, get some exercise, we should discuss some ideas, meet some like-minded people, we might disagree on some ideas, and that's what it's all about. It's wonderful. So you really need to get involved here. This Welsh history is disappearing so fast. In the last 15 years, I don't know what, a third, a half of this has gone, and it's only going to get worse, and this is not the only site. So please, send a message through if you know somewhere else we should go to, or somewhere you want to show us, or just somewhere you want exploring. The quicker we get these things on the record and build awareness, the more chance we've got of saving them. So even if you're an armchair, you can go on your Google Earth and find some old monuments and think, hey, what's happened to that one? So please get involved. Britain's Hidden History Group would like to see you.
Well, the wall used to come through here as well, yeah?
Yeah, it used to fall around here, but it was all like little stables and stuff like that set back in here, like, you know.
Alright, well, people just utilising the wall, you mean, is it? Yeah. You're building into it. So roughly when was this school built then? She says a couple of nice fields up there and the walls got taken.
Got to be again, probably about the last 15-20 years.
As recent as that, is it? And
Those fields were standing, nothing, they were standing. Like.
Beautiful fields, and more of the walls are taken away, of course.
The walls, they're gone. They've gone, they've sold them, haven't they?
Was it in the walls around here, were they?
Yeah, sure, you can see how it used to continue. Because all this was, well, you couldn't get into it, none of this, you couldn't access any of this by here, like.
What was stopping you then?
Walls. Yeah, is there a cut through here? Yeah, keep on probably about 200 yards we got to go to the cut through.
So all this is walled in?
Yeah, so this is what the access used to be by here, see?
I mean, is that much money in the stones, or you just want to wreck the thing? Stones couldn't be worth that much,
So
surely.
this is new.
Also, they got some very nice stones in the garden, haven't
This is where most of it, I think, most of the stones went through this wall.
they? This is the new wall now, yeah?
Yeah, but it used to be years and older wall. And it used to.
Well, this has been rebuilt, obviously. You can see the horrible thick mortar and.
It wouldn't be where this is where you used to go up the side of the vicarage, and that's how you get into the fields here.
That used to be the access point there.
That wall. Yeah.
That's about 10 years ago.
This bit, but yeah, all over.
Oh, never.
This wall, you can see it. Used to go all the way across.
This is what frightens me.
And then that wall, before, no, obviously this shit one, yeah. That wall had all collapsed. Used to go all the way up. See where, and the wall used to go across there. See that fence?
Yes.
The wall used to turn then, go round the enclosure, and that's where the council come and done, like they fenced it and just backfilled everything.
Just replace that beautiful wall. That's a little bit of fencing.
Go up there, round. They used to enclose. Behind the house. Right, because the roundabout's up behind there. I know, because we all
Right, so you got to go up there to get to the roundabout.
Yeah.
Oh, local knowledge. So you can't get much more first-hand experience than that. There's your mum's house backing onto it.
Yeah.
Fair play. You can't get much more local knowledge. Watching this happening in your back garden. Because you've got stunning views here, haven't you?
Oh, it's stunning. Well, you can see.
There's a couple of mounds up there on that hill.
Late 1980s.
Oh yeah, it could be more recent, I think, Tim, I'm not sure. The traditional Nordic featherboarding, yeah.
That's right.
Sign of Vikings being in the area. Probably Viking on it for.
Bit of large land.
The ancient Ikean civilization.
Just this side. But what was strange when we were kids? Concrete blocks. You see the access to the school by here?
Yep.
Now, I know as a kid we never heard of anything of pyramids or nothing like that, innit? But where that was, they put concrete blocks, these blocks about that high, and they placed them on top of each other, 3 of them, in a like pyramids. Why? Why? They wanted to play on, because they were going up on it, they can fall off. But it's right down over the channel. Girls' house is in on the fence.
Yeah.
That used to really, there was blocks of flags all the way across to obscure it all. So you couldn't see anything there, like, you know.
Yeah. Well, you have some spectacular views now, haven't you? So this is the famous teardrop roundabout. Yeah, it is like a teardrop near here, isn't it? An anti-climax really when you find it. There's nothing much to see, is there? But what you do have to use a little bit of imagination.
So it's called 7 view, we can see why, you know.
Well, this is the thing. It's 7 view for a reason, isn't it? Amazing mountains. This has been a strategic point, really.
You're looking down over the estuaries where any beacons being shown down towards Killeen and that.
Yeah.
You're seeing them.
So is Killeen that sort of direction, do you think?
Yeah. If we look straight down there, basically you're looking down Newport Transport, the bridge and that.
Oh, okay. You can see all the way down to Newport there. So it's a key.
I think
It's a key estuary, isn't it? I could do the ladder.
But all those blocks used to be just where those, well, just inside the gates there.
Bizarre. Give you an idea of the views from around here. If they hadn't built these houses, I mean, it'd be quite stunning, I'm sure.
See, the wall was all the way across here.
With its fences now?
Following basically the same shape as the fence, because there's another, like a little block in front. You can still see it in front on the private houses to the left. You can still see the base of the wall there. But on the council houses, they're gone. It's been ripped out, it's been gutted. You can see how quickly it falls. See how quickly it falls? It's like, it used to be like very steep and this was completely flat on the top.
Well, they're saying they backfilled all this, didn't they? So what you're saying, you think it's falling away again now, perhaps? Or?
Yeah.
It's going to be over this fence.
Why do you think? What for?
Ruined there, you're right.
You can see the way the wall, right, you can see.
So you got these ancient walls here, and I destroyed them.
Yeah.
For crappy featherboarding.
The fir trees roll along the back of it, sitting on the wall.
There's the trees all cut down.
So that's what's left of it. There's
A couple of stones.
yeah, and the old girl's fence.
Any wall you can see, or?
Nothing anymore. They took it all out right the way up.
That's dreadful, isn't it? See, this is what happens. We don't do something and make a fuss and become aware of it. The first thing is awareness. That's what this whole project's about. You've got to build awareness. If people don't know what it is, they don't complain about it being removed. Love to see that. Gutted.
So there you have it, another great day out in Garndiffaeth. Absolute tragedy to see the amount of destruction that's happened mostly in the last 15 years. And it's happening all over the place. So please get in touch, get active, share like the video, tell people about it, send through or get in touch, and we have the Facebook group Britain's Hidden History. I'm looking for more places to visit and more videos coming soon. When it's gone, it's gone.